everyone, this is me Jyotika Bedi, founder of Happiness is Love. Here for you because we care and we believe that together we are building a better and a stronger world for our future generation. At Happiness is Love, we care. We want everyone to feel that they belong, they are heard, everyone is seen, and we want that everyone should feel safe. This is our mission because we want to cultivate more happiness, more joy and creativity in our world, and we want to create happier families, happier workplace bonds, and healthier relationships. Today's video is primarily on how to stay calm. We all want to know the magic trick or the magic wand of what it takes to be calm in those testing times, those testing moments when I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Because I believe that true growth happens in times of conflict when you're just about to explode, but you realize that you have the choice to not react, but respond to that situation, to that conflict and crisis in a healthy way. And why we make these videos is primarily because we are learning, we are growing, and when we share, we show that we care, and that's the only purpose of our lives, to help each other grow and be our better selves and support one another. We all worry and we get upset from time to time. I'm here to tell you it's totally normal and it's a part of life, right? But what happens when that anxiety and anger takes over you and me, and we download that stress and anxiety and anger onto others, especially our loved ones? And what is it that you need to do in order for you to practice more calm inside you? Because we believe that happiness is not determined by what's happening outside of you. Happiness is determined by what's happening inside of you. It is my responsibility to find calm even in the chaos. And being able to calm yourself in that moment is often easier said than done. I understand and I feel you. That's why we have few positive strategies that you may be familiar with, you may be aware of. However, you need to take action so that you feel less anxious and you feel less angry. So here are some helpful, actionable, practical tips that you can try next time when you want to calm your nerves down. Number one, we all know the importance of breathing. However, it is so undervalued. Breathing is the number one and most effective technique for reducing anger and anxiety quickly. Because let me tell you a little bit what happens when you're anxious or angry. You tend to take quick, shallow breaths. This sends a message to your brain, causing a positive feedback loop, reinforcing your fight or flight response. That's why taking deep, calming breaths disrupts that loops and helps you calm down. There are various breathing techniques. In fact, yoga has taught us so well that there are many forms of breathing. You can try whichever one resonates more with you, but the one that I try when I can sense my body giving me a signal that I am starting to feel anxious or angry, I start to deep breathe. I just count 3 times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do it 3 times and you will see the magic. You will see that when you slow down, your body starts to respond differently. You automatically start to calm your nerves down and you're able to practice the pause before you snap or before you explode. Second, admit to yourself that you are feeling anxious or angry. We don't allow ourselves, we don't give ourselves the permission to feel our feelings. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel anxious. However, you need to learn to label what you're feeling and then allow yourself to express that feeling in a healthy manner. What we all do, we all block, we all fight, we all dismiss, we all reject, we swallow our feelings. We need to acknowledge what we are feeling. We need to stay connected with our inner body. That's why body awareness is very important, because anger, anxiety, and stress manifests itself first in the body. So for example, when I feel anxious, I start feeling palpitation. I feel a cold chill down my spine and my stomach starts to curl. When I feel angry, because of the self-work that I've done, now I'm body aware, that I start to feel my hands burning. I can almost sense my pupils becoming larger when I'm feeling angry and I'm just about to explode. So admitting to yourself, because you have to own your own feelings, acknowledging your feeling, allowing yourself to feel the feeling, and then acceptance of that feeling will help you release your stress and anxiety. You'll be able to effectively manage your positive and your negative emotions, because life is really about managing ourselves and managing that head of ours. So make sure that next time you are feeling anxious or angry, you're able to first label it, acknowledge it, allow yourself acceptance, and then you have to take action. You have to take positive steps in order for you to deal with your anger and your anxiety. For me, what really works is, and that's my next point, you start to challenge your thoughts. Part of being anxious or angry is having irrational thoughts that don't necessarily make sense. It's true for you, it's true for me. And these thoughts are often worst case scenarios. You might find yourself caught in this negative loop of what if cycle. What if I don't pass my exam? What if I don't get that job interview? What if I land up attracting any disease or illness? What if I don't become successful? You get into that negative cycle, so it's really your responsibility to catch, check, and challenge that negative narrative that is going on in your head, which is sabotaging your way of thinking. So when you experience these thoughts, you need to stop and ask yourself, is this likely to really happen? Is this a rational thought or an irrational thought? Has this ever happened to me before? What was the lesson? Even if it happened to you, what was the lesson? Instead of telling yourself, why me? Why does this only happen to me? What's wrong with me? Ask yourself, what has this come to teach me? What is that lesson that I did not learn last time? What's the worst that can happen? Can I handle this? Do I need to seek help? These powerful questions changes your narrative. It changes your mind from negative to positive. And this is the time when you need to reframe those negative thoughts. So instead of, I can't walk across that bridge, what if there's an earthquake and I fall into the water? Tell yourself, there are people that walk across that bridge every day and have never fallen into the water. And let's say you tell yourself, what if I don't make it to that interview? You can even challenge yourself by saying, what if I do? So change that narrative. Next, release that anxiety or anger. Get the emotional energy out with exercising. You need to move your body. We all know this. This is not new knowledge, but we don't take action. And I believe that there is no change till the time you take action. Nothing will change till you change. Going for a walk, going for a run, engaging in any physical activity you like, online Zumba, you go for it. This only releases happy hormones, endorphins that help you feel better about yourself and you calm down. Till the time I am not calm inside or at peace with who I am at this point of time, nothing around me is going to make me feel good. So it is really my prime responsibility to work on my well-being, to work on practicing self-calm. You should avoid physical activities that are not allowing you to express your anger in a healthy way. For some people, punching on a wall or screaming loudly is their way of dealing with their anger. I would suggest go get yourself a kickboxing class. Release that anger. You'll also feel that your muscles are growing, mental and physical, and you are better equipped to release your anger. Or you want to scream, don't go scream and shout at someone. Scream, take a pillow. Sometimes I do that when I'm feeling that rage and I just want to release it. I just take a pillow and go. Helps me release. So look for happy ways, healthy ways for you to release that feeling of anger and rage within you, so that you start to take ownership of your feelings and are able to feel more calm. Next, visualize yourself as calm. This tip requires you to practice again breathing exercises that you have learned. After taking a few deep breaths, close your eyes. Picture yourself being calm. See your body is relaxed. Imagine yourself working through a stressful situation. Maybe you are feeling vulnerable because you want to have that tough conversation with your boss or a family member, or you're feeling vulnerable because you have started something new. Allow yourself the feeling of feeling anxious or stressful. However, change that vision of yourself to feeling more calm and focused. Create a mental picture of what it really looks like to feel calm, to feel peaceful, and go back to your center. Think it through. Have a mantra in your critical moments when we all are guilty of being overcritical of ourselves. Devise an acronym. For me, it is HALT. When I'm about to explode and about to get angry, I tell myself, HALT. This acronym works for me because the H stands for, am I hungry? I do a quick self-check-in. I'm feeling irritable and agitated. Is it because I'm hungry? Is it the A in the HALT is, am I agitated because something happened at work and I'm taking it out on my children? Am I feeling lonely? Sometimes feelings of being lonely causes us to be anxious. And the T in the HALT is tired. When we are all tired, we are agitated, we are less patient, we are more complainers and we are more blamers, and we judge others around us because we are not taking the break that we need for us to feel rested. And I believe that today rest is the new productivity. So please, rest is so undervalued. Rest, reflect for being calm. This allows you to shift your focus because our minds are overworked. We are all living in our minds. When you're anxious or angry, we become hyper-focused on just irrational thoughts that don't serve us. So devise a mantra so that, for instance, for me, it is catch, check, change. I catch my negative narrative, I check it, and I change it. Listen to music. One thing that works really well for you to bring down your anxiety is listen to music that makes you happy. I have made a playlist for when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling emotionally exhausted and mental fatigue. I reach out to that playlist and it elevates me. It makes me feel good. Change your focus. Leave that situation which is creating that stress and anxiety with you by just looking in another direction. You can walk out of the room and go out for a walk. Let's say you're starting to feel reactive. You can let the other person know, I am feeling uncomfortable having this conversation right now. I need to process my feelings. I'd like to go out for a walk. I'd just like a little breather. You can let the other person know honestly what you want and need at that moment before you start to react. You can let the other person know that I am feeling uncomfortable in the moment. I am feeling reactive in that moment, and I'd like to just go out and take a walk. If you practice this tip, you will see that you'll be able to set healthy boundaries in your relationship, because at that moment you have stopped and paused, and you have told yourself that there is a healthy way for me to handle this moment of conflict or this point where I'm just about to explode, because we all have to break our old unhealthy patterns that are not serving us. And the best way to do is to learn skills so that you can learn to communicate your feelings openly, honestly, and respectfully. I can still be a kind person by letting people who I care about know that I am tired right now. I cannot do this for you right now because I need rest. I disagree with this, and explain your reason why. Or I'm not okay with this, and you can say it in the most calm, warm, and firm manner. And believe me, people around you might initially be shocked that, okay, where is this coming from? But you will be able to set healthy boundaries because your energy and your time is precious. And your energy is your currency. We don't have finite energy. We only have 24 hours in the day. So make sure that you choose your energy wisely so that you can experience inner calm. Relax your body. Make sure when we are anxious and we are angry, our body, our muscles get very tense. Practice muscle relaxing can help you feel calm and center yourself. So make sure when I wake up, I move my body. I just move my shoulders, I move my eyes. These are called somatic exercises. I move my arms. Make sure that you do some stretching, because that will allow you to release emotions that sometimes get stored in our body. And you will notice that if you're feeling overburdened, your shoulders will hurt. If you're feeling anxious and too angry, for some of us, we have stomach aches. If you're feeling a financial burden, your back will hurt. So make sure that you do exercises so that your emotions don't get stored in your body. Write down what you are feeling. Journaling your thoughts is the most effective way of clearing your negative thoughts in your head. Write, rewrite, change that negative narrative that is going in your head so that you can feel more calm. Getting fresh air is something that I love to do. When I'm feeling swamped and I'm feeling the burnout, I just go out and get some fresh air, practice my deep breathing, move my body, and practice all the skills that I'm telling you about, because it is important that you are in control and charge of managing yourself. It is very important for you to do this work because it requires daily practice, daily commitment, hard work, and conscious effort to practice and prioritize inner calm. And there are days that I'm unable to. And that's why I make these videos, because these are gentle reminders for you and for me, because only when I am in a calm and centered state, mentally, emotionally, can I give out the best in me, because I cannot pour from an empty cup. So it is again my prime responsibility to take care of my well-being and take care of my emotional, mental health. So let's keep practicing these simple, practical, powerful tools which are your superpower. Thank you for so much love, support, and encouragement. We will continue to do the work that we do because you propel us. Your support means a lot to us, and together we shall win. Keep smiling, keep shining, keep inspiring.